All right, I'm ready whenever you are, guys.
Let's go. Let's go into our session for today, the seller appointments. Maha, without any further ado, please.
All right. Hi, everyone. Name is Maha, 5 years with KW. Prior to that, I was with Intero Real Estate, and I started the business in this shift. And we are coming in another shift, a little bit different, and it might be a little bit harder. I'm gonna go through the slides now. Okay, it's running fast. Today, we're going to be talking about the seller listing presentation and how to get the listings. Part of it, how to prepare also before your appointment. We'll pick up as if you have the lead of the seller and you have an appointment and you're getting ready to it. And this is going to be the session today about getting ready and be more convincing about your knowledge, your presentation in person. What the seller wants. When you schedule the appointment, before scheduling the appointment, you must have had some interaction with the seller, whether be it if the seller was referred to you, if you met the seller at an open house, if you've had it in your prospect list for some time and you know one day they're gonna sell the home. The more you know before going to the appointment, the better it is, and the more powerful your presentation and more positive outcome of your meeting with your seller. So you want to know what the seller wants, what is he looking for, and we will share some. Okay, I'm sorry that it keeps jumping. Okay, I have to follow the guidelines of the session. So how the seller find their agent? You can see here, referred by a friend, by a neighbor, is 39%, mostly by referral. And that would also include somebody knows an agent and somebody had good experience with an agent and they give their name to a coworker or a friend or a relative. 27%, they used the agent previously, which means it's a repeat client. If you keep up with your past buyers, they become your seller. That's why it's very important for anybody starting in the business to catch the buyers, because I always said your buyer today is your seller tomorrow. It's a very easy relationship cultivating and very easy down the line business for you. It could be in a year or 2 years, who knows? But you keep in contact with them is the easiest way. They work with you, they know you already, and you're probably gonna get a referral from them, which is gonna come in that 39%. 5% personal contact by agent. That could be a cold call. That could be you met someone somewhere and you kept contact with them. So that's a 5% only. Internet website, based on the COVID-19 right now and what we get leads from the ads, I say it's not 4% anymore. I say we're up to 15 to 20%. And because right now, this is the only way we really get to our prospects, to our down the line. Since we cannot do any open houses, I would say maybe 10% if you kept your leads from the open houses, if you kept in contact with them. But really, the leads, I've worked with 2 people right now from March to now, and I'm closing 1 today, just reaching out through the social media. It's not an internet website, really. I would call it social media right now, based on what we're experiencing right now with the COVID-19. And I'm sure most of you agree with me. If you say 3% had visited you in the open house, I'd say also a little bit more than 3% right now. This is based on 2019. Market was completely different, and we all experienced a little bit down in the pricing toward the end of 2019. We didn't know if we're going down, we're going up, and then it picked up a little bit the first 2 months in 2020, and then bam, we got hit with the COVID-19. So I'd say that pie had changed tremendously. We're all, oh, okay, sorry about that. Let me delete this one. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm back to it here. We can all say this is all changed right now, and it's going to keep changing with the new norm of the business right now as well, since we're not going to have any open houses until we get a vaccine for the COVID-19. I will try to pass fast on those slides, and please stop me if you have any questions.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
You said, where was it before? The one before you said cold calling, farms, et cetera, like that. Is that part of it? Personal contact by the agent, whether it's a cold call or it's a farm or it's someone in your neighborhood. Is that what that is?
Yeah, I would say even farming, if you're door knocked back in the days and you have a lead, I would say that too. Farming, it's a personal contact, right? You farmed, you went and door knocked, that's a personal contact.
Or you make a phone call, a cold call that turns into, hi, I'm going to be dropping my flyer.
Yep.
If interested, give me a call.
Yep.
So the call doesn't really mean to talk to them because I don't think they're going to answer the phone. But if they do, that's great. But I think the farm is a way you can get a personal contact now, simply by calling first and then dropping a flyer, not even mailing it.
Okay, now I will tell
I don't know.
I will tell you a little secret right now I'm doing. I am farming, sending the postcard.
Okay.
And I look at the numbers. You can, there's a way you can scrape the phone numbers of the owners by first and last name. And then
Somebody's going to give it to me.
I can make a cold call. There's 411, there is Yellow Pages, you know, if you get lucky enough. It takes a little bit time. Sometimes I give it to my daughter, a list of names, find me a phone number. And somehow you find a phone number or the access on LinkedIn. And now I'm calling them cold calls.
Maha, do you know that you can get that information straight from the title company today? You don't have to go through a gymnastics to get it in your form. You can get the phone number.
Yes, but not all of it is completely right.
Oh, okay. That I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me take that.
Not completely the correct information. And the company always tell you these are not the right contact. You have Prospect Plus as well. It's a service. And they give you also the contact information of the owners. But I'm finding also that some companies out there where they scrape it for you, where you use freelancer.com and you look for somebody to get the phone numbers, emails in relation to any full name that you can give them. And you get the full name from the farming list. So the same farming list that I used for sending postcards, I'm working on getting a freelancer right now to scrape that list, and they're probably going to give me 25% of that list phone numbers or emails. And it's not a cold call, and it's going to be much more receptive from the other people when you call them saying, hey, I am just making a courtesy call. I sent you a mailing piece by mail. Wanted to know if you have any questions with the market condition right now. And you offer a virtual meeting on it. And now the thing is to make it more successful. I target somewhere where I farmed a couple of times, 2-3 times. They see my name, they see my pictures. And in my case, I farm where I had listing and I sold them. Then I use that radius. So chances are the people, they know me. Some of them, they know me by name or by face if they came to my open houses. So that's what I've been doing right now. So let's go back to the slides here. What the seller wants from their agent. The seller to market their home, to sell their home in specific time frame. It is a little bit challenging right now with everything going on with the market, even with the fires. Now there's no people don't want to go see houses right now. Everybody is calmed down for 1 or 2 weeks. Help to price the home competitively. You can do your best by calling depending, because the market is changing in some areas. Some areas are well established, like Sunnyvale, Los Altos, you know where you're going into it. But if you have a specific feature in the house that it's not really a normal or unique, for example, I have a listing in Belmont that has like probably 68 steps. This seller always think of his home is the perfect home. Buyers should be fighting for it. And whenever anything goes wrong, it's the agent's fault. It's not the house, it's not the market, it's nothing. They keep drilling on you. So you have to set the expectation, done over promise and under deliver. Always be more on the aggressive. No matter what you tell them about the pricing, price it right. They want to price it more, and you have to make it in writing. Hey, I told you, you need to look at the pricing. If we don't have any bites within 2-3 weeks, I don't wait 1 month, but they still, if they want to pay 1 month before a reduction, they expose themselves too much on the market, and people will think there's something wrong in the house. And of course we have to deal with it. Fixing the home to sell for more, that we get that from non-owner occupied. You have to offer the value of you coordinating the project, that you can connect them with some contractor. That works a lot because they want to be hands-free, and this is a valuable proposition for them. So having a network of a contractor, or sometime even if you need a contractor, you can put it on the Facebook of the office, and I've helped some people by sending kind of contacts that would help their buyer. So they would the seller, they would look much better in front of their seller when they provide contractors. Another thing I use all the time for fixing the home, there is some application, it's called Thumbtack. It's an application, you put it on your phone, and whatever project in the house you list it, it's free application. And I tell my sellers or my buyers after they buy the house, so I'm not liable to send a contractor that will not perform and I get nailed on it later on. I give them that tool. It's called Thumbtack, and I got it from another engineer buyer.
Can you spell that? I can't tell.
Thumbtack, Thumbtak.
Put it in the chat. I can't get it. I'm not getting it.
I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Yeah. You always get 3-4 people answering your request, and you get a quotation. I myself use them, and I save so much than a contractor that I've used for years. So they're very competitive, and you have reviews on every contractor there. So that's a value for you. You can do it. You don't tell your seller, hey, I'm gonna hook you up, and you can go meet the contractors there, and you tell your seller, here are the pricing. These contractors can start today. This one has a good price, but can start in 2. And you help them to make the right decision. You provide all that to them. And this could be also a conversation when you sit with them in person. You help finding a buyer. Okay. I got a new idea by watching people on Pivot Comment, is when you walk to a seller presentation and you've had done some paid ads in comment, you print out a list of the leads you've got, whoever, clicked and you have a lead, whether it answered you or did not answer you, you follow up with them or not, you print out this list and you walk in your seller presentation and say, not only I will expose it, I also have a pool of buyers that they are always looking, and I would be marketing specifically your home to those buyers. This is pool of my own buyers. So they were saying there's nobody's gonna walk from any company because they do not have comment, they do not have a lead pool into a seller presentation and showing what you can do for them. And I really like this idea, and I'm sharing it to you because you guys need to get on comment business. Go check all comment Facebook, any related comment shift. You always get ideas from somebody who's doing something in their market, and you could apply it to your market as well. Okay, jumping again. Sorry about that. Okay. Listing questionnaire. So can somebody give me ideas? What is a question to the seller before you're on the phone with them and you're gonna ask some question, as much as you can ask, so you are prepared for their needs in person? Can somebody tell me, what would you ask the seller?
Why are you selling? And why is now?
If you attended yesterday, so the motivation, you have to know the motivation. And from the motivation, you can also look at their schedule. When are they gonna, you can categorize your seller, A, B, C. Are they gonna sell in more than 2-3 months? Is it a long term? Is it a short term? And based on that, you come prepared with the information of the market, for example. Anything else you need to know before you go?
Am I speaking to somebody who has a decision power, making decisions?
Okay. Is it a question you can do on the phone? Whoever picked up the phone, how you gonna manipulate that question? You probably require to have, if it's a husband and wife, you would require both of them to be at the meeting. Right? This is actually very essential. And then in person, you will figure out who has the power of decision at this point, right? Once you schedule the listing appointment, you're gonna have to get more market information, more up-to-date market information. What I do right now, I send a pre-listing. I start to monitor for them the market, and I give them a neighborhood average days on the market activities. And then I make calls to any pending listing. So if you have a listing that is not closed, is pending, that's the most closest comps for that listing that you're going on. So by putting notes, I've talked to the listing agent on that house that is close by. They've got so many offers and they got over asking, or they just barely got the asking price. You prepare them also this way by putting it on an email. And I would suggest right now, the sellers, they're selling for a reason. Either they're scared the market's gonna go down, either they wanna move within timely manners. I would suggest everything on an email. Even after the meeting, you need to recap everything on an email. So when they come and point something to you, you remind them nicely. I actually reminded my seller on something on an email. Yeah, as I mentioned to you before, on my email dated so-and-so, we should have priced it this way, but we decided to go 100,000. He was so offended by it. And he said, I don't like your tone on an email. Then I picked up the phone. I'm sorry that you got it. I'm just mentioning, we go back to see the comps that I've sent before. That's all I noted on my email. But again, you protect yourself. You make them think it is not your problem if they've decided to go 100,000 over as what I told them to do, and then they blame me that it's not selling. So in this market, there's lots of emotions going. I'm working with 4 different sellers, and everyone has something going on. And now,
Maha, you brought up something really important about the tone of the email
yes,
and how it was offensive to that particular, it was a fact, but it was a fact that challenged them, and they took it as an objection. And yesterday, he said, Carl said that there are 2 ways of saying the same thing. One is an objection and one is a condition. I'm not sure how I would have said it to him, but it's an opportunity that you want to say logically with, I don't know how you say it right. I mean, I would say it probably your way, and it would be wrong. And I know it's wrong because the emotion was there. I mean, you just told the facts, but that's not the way they want to hear it. So
Yep.
I have a question. How do you say it?
So in my email, I sent the email and I said, let's conference at 5 o'clock, at the end of my email. But I wanted to put every fact on an email.
Yes.
And as I'm driving to an appointment, I see that coming from him. So I just ignored it. And then when I started on the call, I'm so sorry that you got offended. That's not the meaning, but I'm sorry. That's the email. That's why we need to talk.
Yeah.
What I meant is this and that. And, by the way, this is a repeat client for me. This is the third transaction I do. So they know me. They still point fingers. They still point fingers. So don't take it personal. It's the emotions.
Yeah.
Every seller thinks their house is the best house.
Of course.
Regardless. Even though I say it's our unique house, you sold us that house. If you have to believe in selling, like, whoa, okay, it's the emotion. Don't take it personal. You take it personal, you'll be mad, and nothing's gonna work.
Yeah.
You end up firing them, basically. So you just have to be patient and don't take it personal. And we are going on to more and more emotions hitting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Send a pre-listing presentation. That's what I do. I pull something from the MLS. I pull all the houses pending and anything sold within the last month or months and a half. I do not follow the 3 months anymore because everything is changing. We're coming to the election. There's a lot of people are scared of the election. They're selling in panic. We have a potential second COVID. We have lots of layoffs going on. And you can monitor that layoff track. I mean, with 1 week, I'm monitoring from 66,000 to 77,000 in 1 week layoffs. You need to monitor that to kind of be more valuable when you talk to your seller. You're not urging them to anything, but you show them the facts. They don't know, they don't hear it. Media is not gonna hit any information until 4 to 6 months. We know that. But if you bring that to them and you show them the facts, this is how they trust you more. So I am prepared with all this stuff. And I'm the person that I would talk even to the lender and say, what are the changes? Are the appraisal coming low? That's another thing too. I tell the client, hey, don't be thinking that because you have an over asking, if everybody is putting an offer right now, most of the offers right now coming with an appraisal contingency because the buyers don't have that much money. However, they're still motivated and they want to buy. So you kind of bring their attention that, hey, there's an appraisal. And if it comes lower, we have to go sit at the table and you cannot kick that buyer out because you have to share why the last buyer had to cancel and you had to come back on to the market. And I had a situation 3 months ago, 2.5 months ago, I put an offer on a house. I know the listing agent did her job. I did my job. I run the comps before I put an offer in. Appraisal came 150,000 less.
I know. I know.
Milpitas, and very good area.
I know.
And then the listing agent was fuming. I was fuming. Even my buyer did not feel this is right. Thank God.
I know.
And I said, okay, let's talk to them and see what we can do about it. Right away, the listing agent offers something that I would offer actually to my, if I have in this situation, this is how you save it. You have to think out of the box. She said, listen, I talked to my seller and we understand you have an appraisal contingency and everybody might have it. The seller is offering to pay a second appraisal from another lender. So they're taking their chance and we're gonna work with you on extending the contract. This was a great idea. I didn't have to show my client more houses. I've been showing them for almost a year and finally I get them to the contract. They're not canceling. So I end up moving them to another lender. That lender came to the value. However, it was delaying. It was Citibank, by the way. It took them 35 days to look at a complete file. So we had to come up with more negotiation with the listing agent, but we made it work. It took 2 months.
What time works for you?
That's the longest. Is somebody
I will see you at noon.
asking questions?
12 o'clock, yeah, is that good? Yeah, that's good. Okay, great, thank you.
Anyway, so we had to work around it. So think out of the box, because if you are representing the seller and you have to go back on the market, you have to say why you're going back on the market. You cannot say no fault of property because the appraisal came low, 150,000. You have to share this information. Or if you have to go back on the market because the buyer had an issue with the foundation. And you have to tell all those information to the seller when you pre-list with them and how you're gonna help them and how you're gonna hold their hand through the process. Things can happen. I had a listing, after listing it and we're getting the HOA documents, I found out they have litigation. The seller didn't know. And the seller is somebody that I know. I bought them their house and they came back to me and they wanted a discount on the commission. I said, I'm sorry, I can't do this. You're more than welcome to try someone else. I got the listing. And when I got to the litigation part, she called me. She said, are we gonna ever sell that listing? I said, don't worry, that's why you have me. And I work around it. I found out who's the lender that can lend on this property with that type of litigation, and everything is going right. Now you've proven your value. Things can happen. Every transaction has something going on. Now we're gonna be creating a listing presentation, by the way, on comment today. And I probably wanna take more time on comment to answer any questions. My goal is to really encourage you to use comment to hand-free yourself from a lot of admin work and be free-minded to deal with the seller emotions, because that's gonna be so important in this time, as we're coming also at a low season as well. Homework through the listing appointment. Okay, now we're talking about when you meet, let me go move on. Okay, did I lose do you guys still see my screen?
I got lost.
Okay.
I'm lost now. I can't find anybody. I'm gonna rejoin.
Okay, I have to reshare my screen. I've been having this issue and I don't know if it's Zoom or what.
I don't know. I just lost my screen.
Okay,
I'm gonna go hang up and try again. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna stop sharing the screen.
Oh, where are you? Maybe.
I'm here.
Oh, God.
Everybody see my screen? I'm gonna share my screen again.
Oh, God. I can't find it. I don't see anything. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
No screen share yet.
No screen yet, huh?
No.
Just sound, right?
I can see the photo now.
Okay, it's coming back. All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
go back to the presentation. We've been having this issue since yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Am I back online right now?
Yeah, you're sharing a screen that has
You see, it came
a
back.
box
To,
folder.
yeah, I don't know why it went down. Okay.
It's fine, Maha.
Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna go through the appointment. So of course, before the appointment, you wanna get much more information on the phone call while you are setting the appointment. And you wanna also, I usually send an email with what's going on around the market. I would also call any pending listing, and I ask how many offers, what kind of offers did they get, is it high, is it low, as much information I can get them. This is gonna be the real comparables for them. So I do that and I put it on an email and I give them more information and I tell them I will discuss in person once I meet you. We'll discuss more on it. Let me see, am I doing this one? So the pre-listing goals. Before the listing appointment, you state your value, you tell them that what you're gonna bring. You're gonna bring basically the comparables, and you're gonna bring more information, more detailed information about their house and how much you think they should go for pricing it. And then you have to be ready to answer their questions with an email. I do that a lot with a small email and ask them if they have any questions before I meet them. Sometimes they tell me, okay, well, can you tell us how much you would suggest to list our home? That question, I always tell them, I'm gonna discuss that once I meet you in person.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're gonna need to do some renovation? Again, this is another walkthrough on the listing appointment. I would have to see their, even if I'm selling their house and bought them their house, I walk in the house and they've done a lot of things during the year. If they did not call me when they need some help with contractor, I don't know what they've done in the house. So it's another walkthrough. But I would answer some information about the market, the real market data, which is anybody pending, anybody contingent around their home. I will give that information on an email before I meet them. Then I will discuss more in person. And a lot of times this would work for a repeat client and a new client, because that shows you know what you're talking about. And when you sit in person, you discuss more what you have sent them in an email, and you relate to their kind of reaction. Person-to-person meeting, it tells you a lot during sitting with them. You can earn the business by giving the information ahead of time and discussing this information face-to-face. Then you can discuss any objections as well. Pre-listing presentation. How does this help you? And I'm gonna give you a walkthrough. There is a pre-listing presentation ready for you in Command. It's really neat. It gives information about what you need to do in your house, how to declutter your home, generic. Do not send any type of price information by email. I would always discuss this in person. I would bring with me 5 pages only, and I would bring a book that I've sent them before. So what I do, I send them the pre-listing presentation that tells them a little bit about me, who I am, what I do, how I can help them. And a little, maybe I would do a small CMA. Whatever I discuss on the email is extra, kind of like life information, which is basically depending. I would discuss briefly on an email. But in that guide, the pre-listing, I do not include too much because I want to be sitting with them and talking about pricing, pointing to different comps, and I want to see the reaction. I want to see that connection in front of me. So we're gonna look at the pre-listing presentation, which is gonna be the same guide that you're gonna go with without the numbers, basically.
Uh-huh.
Here we go, the pre-listing, the listing presentation. So before the appointment, I would send them an email with pre-listing, what need to be done, declutter your home, some information that you need to just prepare them for it. And you can run small comps on it too, a generic one. Now with the listing presentation, I think I need to dive in right now and comment to describe how you use the listing presentation and what are the goals. So basically, I use the same listing presentation and I eliminate 5 pages that talks about the numbers with the pre-listing. And then when I come in person with them, I bring those 5 pages with me that has all the numbers, valid numbers about the comps. Then I would discuss it in person with them. And this is very valuable as well. And you can bring also your leads list and you tell them, I already have leads for you. And no company can bring that leads information because we can use command with all the campaign that we run, basically. So you have a pool of buyers and you're gonna be attacking them and you're gonna create more buyers once you have pictures, once you have the more data, once they fix little things in the house, once we have the inspections done. This is how you're gonna become different than anyone else. You're gonna be much more prepared than anyone else. I think now we have to go. Okay. This is a page actually into the listing presentation that we're gonna prepare for them and send it to them by mail. I would send a nice booklet, and I would also include my team, what my team is doing. I would include TC, I would include an assistant, I would include also, I have a pool of contractors that can help you preparing the house, inspections. I give them information about how much would cost the inspection to be done ahead of time. I put like a couple of pages extra on my listing, and I would tell them that I will discuss everything in person with them. And I do not put the comps on it, and I will show you how to do it in comment. It's pretty easy. You just eliminate 4 or 5 pages.
Not with the comps.
Mm-hmm. So present the listing presentation, handle pricing objection, that has to be in person. Everybody think that their house worth so much, but you show them, you be prepared. You show them what the other house is selling and what are all the good things in that house and why people are coming with multiple offers. For example, I have a listing in Belmont. There's so much stairs to go. Yes, the view is amazing in the house, but there is something that shying away anybody to go and put an offer on it. Yet I love the view, but we have to kill that objection about the stairs. The seller always think their house is the best house on the block, but we have to tell them how to think about it differently from a buyer perspective. Let me go more on that. This is when we go into the listing presentation, we have to do the home walkthrough. A lot of my sellers are former buyers. They're all repeat because I keep in touch with them over the years. Except once they were really hard, I don't care about them, then I don't really get in contact with them. And I think in my career, only 2 people, I really don't do anything with them because I don't want to work with them anymore. But everybody else, I send them anniversary card. I keep in contact with them. So when I come to the home walkthrough, I see they've done stuff in the house. If they didn't call me during, you know, the time they own the house to get help for a contractor, I still come in and see some changes in the houses that they bought. So I do a home walkthrough, and this is completely different than when they bought the house. And you can also evaluate the pricing as well on the house when you list it on the market. And then closing the deal. So we close the deal, basically, you have to overcome any objections, and the major objection is gonna be probably your fees. And then you always pay, you know, you have to bring them to the relationship you have with them and how you can sell their house. And we are in Keller Williams, we have comment, and we have so different means in marketing a house over anybody else, through comment, through the ads on Facebook, on all the internet sites. So you have to bring an advantage why they should choose you first, because of the relationship, and you've helped them through the time you kept in contact, through the time they owned the house, and they're coming back to you because they know you. Again, some people were still gonna look at the penny. It's your choice, you wanna continue or not. But I wouldn't lose a deal anyway.
I have a question about, does Keller Williams have a bottom figure in terms of commissions required to offer?
Yes. Mm-hmm. What? Oh, like, okay. So you discount yourself, you discount your value, basically. Over the time, you do so much for your client, especially my repeat client. I remind them, hey, I've helped you and been there for you. I'm kind of part of the family, and this is how I make my living, by helping you buying and selling.
So is there a 6% required?
That it depends on everyone. The average is 5%, but I know a lot of agents, they do the 6% as well.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, it all depends what's your relationship with the seller. It could be somebody you know, but we do have also a limitation. We don't want to be a discounted company.
Right.
You don't want to be a 1%. This is your value too. You're
Right.
bringing all this value. You need to be paid for that.
Yep. Agreed.
So it's the way you present it. You know, they say, hey, you buy from Walmart or do you want to buy from Nordstrom? That is a difference of the service. Things will happen, but I'll be there for you. But if somebody is discounted, they're not going to know what they do. They're trying to get you with a discount, but what's their value? So you have to present your value.
Right.
Okay. Now I am gonna stop sharing the screen here, and I'm gonna share a different screen. I'm gonna go to comment. I'm gonna get you back here. And we're gonna share a different screen. Anybody has any questions? Does everybody see my comment screen?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna create right now the listing, and it's in design. So that's gonna be in the print, and you go on the plus. Once you do the plus, there's lots of templates. Anybody familiar what I'm doing? Where I'm going?
Yes.
Okay. So we do have a template already in command. for the listing package. You can see it here. And this is the listing presentation. This listing presentation, you can use it. So the way you would do it, you do it on 2 steps. One, you're gonna take off all the comps. There's pages that you're gonna take the comps off. And you're gonna send one by email, and then you get the full package when you go meet them in person. So I'm gonna walk you through it right now. So this is the template, the listing presentation template. And this is the instruction. You can take off those pages, you don't care about them. And then here is how you're gonna build your presentation. So I'm gonna be building my presentation by going down on every page, and I'm gonna add it. And then I'm gonna go fix the name of my office, the KW name of my office, and the property. All that is gonna be fixable later. But first of all, what I wanna do, I wanna get
Sorry, Maha. Are we supposed to be seeing something on the screen right now?
Yes, you don't see it?
No, I see your beautiful face.
Really?
Yes.
She's in
You're
the room.
looking today, by the way.
I have to stop share and reshare again. Okay.
It's good.
Yeah, and I'm going through the, okay, you guys tell me. Don't know why we're having this all the time. So I'm gonna share the
Now
screen.
I got the face and I don't have the picture.
I was able to see it.
I was, but now I. Oh,
Can everybody see that page?
I
Yeah.
can't.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'll go back. Let me see if it get me back this way. Okay, let me go and open command from the beginning, and hopefully, can you see that? Can
Yeah.
you see me logging in? Okay, let me know if it disappeared for whatever reason.
Oh,
You've been
okay.
doing that to us all the time, by the way.
Oh.
And it is slow because they're doing a lot of upgrades, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm gonna go down here into the designs. This is where you have the template for your listing package. It's ready for you, so it's amazing. You don't need to do anything, only 5 pages. You need to fix them based on your
In you.
address. So
We only see you.
again,
Yeah.
I can see. I can see it. Some
I
can't.
can see it as well.
Oh, you can? Well, then something wrong with me. Let me log on and get back on. Thanks.
okay. Is Brian on?
Yes.
Yep, I'm here.
Brian, can you see it or no?
I can see your screen, yes.
Okay. Okay. So I go to the design here.
Uh-huh.
And I go to print here. Because eventually we have to print. It's like a CMA, basically. Everybody following? Can you see the changes of the screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And guys, this is very, very easy. All you have to change really your information, your logo, and the address. This is a pre-listing. I would prepare, what I'm doing right now, it's pre-listing. I don't give them any numbers, nothing, until I get into my meeting with them. And that's the best way. If you give them everything on an email, they can just go check with someone else. So you want to get to that meeting. You guys let me know if anything.
Do you have a separate brand logo?
Myself?
Yeah.
Well, I'm part of the luxury. So I have two logos. I have the luxury and the office.
Okay, but nothing unique to you, separate.
But if you don't have the luxury and you have a company name, you have to put the office and your company name. You can have two logos,
Okay.
everything. Okay, the first 2 pages is a template. We don't do anything. I mean, you can read it. It's not the real one. And this is where you start. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna start to combine the pages that we're gonna create on the package that we're gonna mail. You can mail it, drop it before your meeting. And hopefully they read it. I mean, this is amazing because you don't need to do much. You just put the address, you put your logo, your information, and all the information is there. But I'm gonna let you know there's some things you will need to change because of the COVID-19. Some wording about open houses.
Right.
You have to do a virtual. You add this word virtual. That's what I do with mine. So we skip this one. This one is specific to the property. So I would skip this one. And there's guides on, by the way, I'm gonna share with you links from Marty Miller. And it's the best practice to do it. And it's so easy. It's 15 to 20 minutes, a couple of videos. You see it online. It walks you through it. So I would skip this one because it's all related to the property. I want to send them a package, basically pre-marketing myself first and what I can do for them. I'm not giving them the numbers because the numbers I would discuss in person with them. So 1, 2, 3, all the comparables, I do not send that to them. And then I would go to that one here. This is a very nice presentation where you put your logo in. I hope I did not click. I'm supposed to click the plus, by the way. Not sure if it got, yeah, it got it here. See, I think like the process here, like the open houses, you have to change something here to put virtual open house. That's all you need to do. Okay. My app. This is good for marketing. I would keep it even if I don't use it myself, really. But I tested with some techie clients, tell them, hey, this is in testing. If you can use it, that would be great if you have time. I don't force it because I still have bugs. And I want to do business, not troubleshoot an app. This is my way. So I'm adding everything, and I'm sorry it's so slow for whatever reason. So I add everything except anything that need to be customized to the property itself. Monitor all of those ones. I'm collecting them here. If I go here at the bottom, I'm gonna see them down here. So I got this one here. I get this one. Right now, I am creating the package.
And this is what you send out before you meet.
Yes. And you send it out to them and you walk with one as well. You would walk with the complete one that has the other 4 pages, or you walk with the 4 or 5 pages.
You'll add those when you meet.
Yeah. Actually, what happens one time, and it's very powerful, when you meet the first time with the client, get your comms, get everything going together because you can just close the deal. Some people walk to talk, you know, like I had one, I was representing the seller and they were my buyer. They went with discounted company on a $3 million home. And they walk into a nearby open house because they kept coming back to me for questions about the house. Even they were not my client, just by providing the service. I'm not sure if I added this. I earned their business. I listed their home.
You didn't represent them on the sale, on the purchase, but you got their listing.
Yeah, I was the listing agent. And then by answering all their questions, of course, I answered all the questions because it was brand new home. And I want to kind of protect also my seller. So I be in the middle of it, of any issue. I help them. They even started to ask me a question about how to choose furniture. This is how I link to them.
So they bought with someone else representing them in your listing?
Yes, and I end up listing their home.
Well, that would have been a dual agency then. You'd like to do that?
No. I represented them on a second when they decided to sell. They bought with someone else my listing.
Good.
Then I listed their house.
I think that's better. Isn't there a legal obligation or more problems with a dual agency?
Yeah, I think you really have to be careful.
Yeah.
A lot of times, and then Mark can say something about that. You see, I'm skipping anything related to comps, by the way.
Right.
The way I would do it, I would refer it out.
Yeah.
I'll get the referral, but I'm protected.
Oh yeah, not worth it.
Yeah.
I had one dual agency and they insisted that I do it. They both wanted. I said, okay. I didn't like it.
You can tell them that you're helping from the back end, but just for their protection, I would be with someone else.
Yeah.
And I will help them off the record. This is for your protection, their protection, I think.
I know.
When you use different agent, the emission and error is double this way better. And Mark maybe can answer that question. Okay, I need to move that window.
Do you want to repeat the question for me?
Yeah.
Dual agency. What would
What about
you?
Legal liability with a dual agency.
There is liability with a dual agency, sure.
Yeah.
There's liability with single agent when you have two agents, and there's liability when you have one. You have double the liability when you're by yourself, which is kind of interesting when I see people take all the liability yet then take half the commission.
I know. I don't get it.
Yeah. So you just refer it out is better. You get a referral, right, Mark? You can always get a referral when you refer it out.
Yes.
And then you handhold them too. You tell them it's for their protection.
Yeah.
You explain it to them.
Right.
But a lot of it's going to depend, well, if there's multiple offers, obviously there's rules against. But if a property's been on the market for 6 months and you're generating a buyer, then you're generating the buyer.
Yeah.
The dual agency is okay. You can still refer it. Some people have that in their business. They just don't dual agent.
Yeah, don't do full. And you can tell them, I'm going to refer you out. Nobody ever asked if you're getting paid or not, really. But just the word, I'm going to refer you out to somebody very good, and I'm going to be behind the scene for your own protection. Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
I'm going to just, okay. Somehow I still see that. There we go. Maybe I'll put it up here. Do you see my screen? You see what I'm moving or no? This is only me. Okay, so now I collected the pages that I want to send it to them by mail first. I do not send them any comps. The value is sitting with them at the table and discussing the value after doing more research before my meeting with them. And this is the healthiest way and the best practice, basically. So you have all those pages here combined. I went and added them from the template.
Uh-huh. Oh, add.
Here you should add them. You see my screen, right, guys? Okay. And now I am gonna go, it's so simple. I'm gonna go now and put this I have to make it bigger somehow in here. Okay, now I'm going to customize it. So this would be a custom consultation exclusively. I would leave that and I would change this. Once you click on here, okay, this is not a good window. I need to push that window here. You see my screen here?
Yes.
So I'm going to do this to here. This is how I'm going to go and then change the name. This is a template. So you can say David. See, now it adjusts by itself. You don't need to do anything. And you come, every square you can change even the font. I can make it black. I can make it, see, here is the font. I can make it black. I can change whatever I want. Here we go, blue, bold. You just have to look at every, you know, all those placeholder and change whatever you want. I can do.
Do you or your assistant do this?
If this is the one I tell my assistant to do it.
Okay.
Some of us don't have assistant. I did not have assistant for a long time, but I start getting busy and I want to make my business bigger and bigger. I get my assistant to prepare that. But I would train her because I know more in command. So it depends on you, but you have to do it once or twice so you know what you're doing, honestly, because you're going to get this booklet. When you send it to them, they might have question about that booklet. If you did not prepare it, you don't know what to do.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. DBA. So once you click on the DBA in here, on command, part of the setup on command, you already put your DBA. You see, I have the luxury because I do have a membership of luxury. If anything above $1 million, I call it luxury. And if it's less than 1 million, I don't want to intimidate people and put luxury.
Right.
That's my thinking. So I will
Right.
put it here. And this is simply delete. This is how easy it is. You customize it to your office. So I'm in Santa Clara. If you are in San Jose, you have different logo. And then I'll come and put my picture here. I don't know if my picture is here. Oh yeah, here's in your library. Okay, your picture actually is there when you set up your profile in Command. So you have your logos and you have your picture. See, just a click.
Wow.
It's pretty easy, right? If you have an assistant, she can always do it for you too. Yeah. I would say, I always have to try it first.
Do you use glossy paper when you bring it out to them?
No. Glossy is smudge. No. I use, don't remember what the paper, it goes by the pounds.
Yeah.
People, matte is better. Matte looks more efficient and doesn't smudge.
Matte?
You have to print it at home or you have to print it at the office. Matte paper, not glossy, is much better.
Yeah, okay.
So here I do it this way better. But you all get the hang of it. It's pretty straightforward. You have to, if you have an assistant, you have to do it 1 or 2 times yourself and you know what needs to be going into your in your presentation because you're going to be talking about it. Now you put your phone number, you put everything here. Sometimes I just put my phone number, my email address, and my website, because your website is to let the people to go click on your website as well. That's good for referral later on.
Do you
So-
have a separate website then that you create with your name on it?
You have a free website you get with comment.
Oh, good Lord.
And let me tell you, it's amazing
Really? Oh, I'm sure.
because you can choose whatever you want and then you can put it on your, I kept my old one, which is my first and last. And that other one comes free for you.
I'm sure it's state of the art.
Yeah, it's ready for you. Okay, I lost my way here, I guess. Okay, let me see if I go. Let me see if I go backward. It's not changing anything. It's still here. Anyway, you know what I mean about all that, right? You just pick up and change all this information. And this, unfortunately, you have to do it every time. If you have an assistant, she can do it for you also. Okay, my mouse got disappeared here. So this is the first page. I'm going to the next page on the bottom. Can you see the cursor? And now this is going to be about the property itself. So you're going to put the address of the property here. You pick it up this way. I'm just putting anything in here. And you can adjust that. You can move this here. And you can adjust that here by making it bigger. It's pretty easy. It's like a PowerPoint, kind of. You can make it bigger. I'm showing you what you can do. See, it's getting bigger here. And it's bold. I want to put it italic. Whatever I want to do, I can do. And if it takes time, if it overlaps, you can always move this one down to adjust it. But you have to pick up everything. It's all about clicks, right? There's one here we need to delete. Here we go. Your custom market. I would just take that out. You just want to. This is how easy it is to delete things. You just double click on it. I don't need bullets at this point. I just show you like how easy can you change that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now I want to make that bigger. I want to change the font.
Are there classes on this command, just on the technology?
Yes, and I'm going to share with you some links. Mark Keller, he does like 15, 20 minutes for each module, and you just have 66 days. It's called 66 days challenge, and I think they're on number 4. You want to take the last one, and I will share for it. And now here, I want to put my picture. Done. Want to enlarge it. And here you have a personalized CMA. Now I go back to the second page. Not many pages you need to change really. This is all verbiage, just keep it because that's a booklet made for you. The only thing that I would look for, if there is any open houses, and I believe it's here somewhere. I just need to make it bigger somehow so I can see it. This is what you can do for them. And hold open house. This is what you need to change. And
Mhm.
hold. All I have to do is virtual open house. Now I did not change anything in here, right? So they have it in the booklet. We're doing this because of the COVID-19, and we're going to continue to do this until we get released from.
I think we should stay with this. It's much better.
Yeah, and I actually make campaigns based on virtual open house, by the way. And I'm going to do a class about how to market yourself through campaigns, through comment. Pretty easy, very cheap, and you get leads.
That's a good one.
Yeah. But you have to play with it. You do have to play it. That's, to me, that's what I would look at. People don't think about it, but I think about it, okay, what are you offering? You're offering really virtual. You're not offering open houses anymore because of the new guidelines. Now, if everything come back to normal and they have a vaccine and we can do open house, you can take that virtual or you can keep it, you know?
I think you should keep it. I think there'll be a new normal and it
Yeah.
won't go.
So you get the hang of it. These are the only things that I think that you need to, you see, these are all statistic. I would just keep it. It doesn't matter what kind of market, but good presentation for you. The only other one that I would go update is gonna be, there is one page at the end. You see coming soon campaign. You can do the coming soon campaign online right now. There's a lot. Some people will read it.
Mhm.
But if I would be you, when I go to the presentation, I've sent you this. This is how I present it. I've sent you the booklet and I hope you had time to see it. So every time you see the picture here, you have to change your picture.
Oh, pretty picture.
Yeah, full of makeup. You don't need to see us every day when we're mad with them. Okay, and then here you probably also, you have to change the DBA. I would delete it and I would get this one here. And then you see, sometimes it works in the place that you want to put it in, and sometimes it does not, but this is an easy way to do it. There's always another way to do the same thing. And here. Okay, this page you need to change. Why? Because depending on your experience, if you've been in the business for 5 years, you cannot lie, really,
No.
right? So I will go here. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. I can zoom so you guys can see it.
I don't keep a total on my record. How many? I don't do that.
I mean, it's good. And you can also, what I've heard many people about how to market yourself. You can attach yourself to a team and say, it's my team. And you can talk. If you're a new agent, it's always good to team up with somebody known in the business and you walk with them to the first meeting so you don't lose. Okay, you're probably going to give them a referral fee, but it's better than losing a zero because people will detect that you are new.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're 5 years in the business, I would put 5 years. Don't lie.
Right, right.
If you are part of the team, no, okay, here we go. Okay, I put 5. You see, I just change. I go on the square and change. If you're going with someone, use their numbers. And then you can use 2 pictures at this point. There's a place to put another picture. You move this picture and you can put another picture in here as well. And then here, another way also to go and get your stats and say that you've sold 25. Sometimes you say I sold 25 in the city or 25 in the county. It's not precise, but this makes people comfortable. But when you work with some older agent in the business, it helps a lot to get the listing, especially the listings, unless they're referred to you from someone and they know you very well. And now this is, so I'm having a hard time to even, the repeat clients. Okay, this is, if you're in the business 5 years, you cannot have 61 repeat clients. I would say maybe 6. Okay, which is part of them. Statistics said most of listings is a repeat client. If you are a buyer agent, you keep in touch with them. I can say 95% of my listings are my buyers at one point. In the business, you start as a buyer agent and you build your reputation unless you attach yourself to a team. And this is how we do it in the business. We all had to start from 0. Only the ones they know that we started from 0 are going to be the family. And then we can change the numbers, whatever. These are the only ones that you, whenever you see a picture, not yours, this is where you have to update everything. Okay. And another one, I'm going to go through. There's basically 4 or 5 pages that you have to update with your information. If you're new on the market, I think I put that by mistake. If you're new in the business, I would not put that in. Even if I've been for so many years in the business, I have to get my statistics right. So a lot of times I would not put it in here too. And the way I can delete that, I can go here and I know it's number 15. And there is a way you just choose it and delete it from here. Okay, I lose my.
If you don't have years of numbers and you say, the proof is in my longevity, I've been in this business X number of years, I don't have to give numbers.
Yes, and then that's why this is, I'm showing you too. So I put this, and that's why it's very important. Don't take it and plug in your name, plug in your picture. Look through it. You see, if you missed that, if you forgot about that later on, and you put it in, okay, well, that's not right. These are not your information. These are just, you know, how can you put these on the market? This is too much. So I would delete that. Yeah, I'm deleting that design of it. So it should be, I hope I'm not deleting the whole thing. Yep. Okay, let me see if it came out here. Number 15, still there. Yeah, I think it's still there. I'm trying to delete it from here. Anyway, you know what I mean. Here, I'm doing the,
Yes.
you want delete current design.
Number 15 only.
But yes. Okay, now it's doing it. Here we go. Now on credential and award. So if you got awards, if you're in the business for 5 years and you won like highest sale per month, whatever, put this. People like to see that as well. You know, and this box that I'm moving, this is where you go and then change those numbers and those years. And again, It's up to you if you want to do it or not. Some people, they have some credential staging. Sometimes you have also a site. I'm trying to think of one. The one, the international, that you can do international real estate as well. These are credential and they have logos as well. You can put them here, or you can put your achievement as well. You can choose whatever you want in here. And you can change that and say credential and awards of our team, even though you're not a team. And that's what I heard. It's kind of marketing gimmicks, and I'm just relaying it. Your team could be, you could be going with somebody known in the area, and they will trust you to be the listing agent along with that person, for example. And then you can use their credential and award. A lot of people in the beginning of their career in the real estate, they do this. I did not do that. I suffered a little bit. I should have done that from the beginning. It would have been much easier for me. First, you learn from someone, you connect to someone. It's okay. You pay them a little bit of your commission. It's better than having a zero commission.
That's right.
Yeah. And then now I go to next one here. I'm gonna jump right away. If you're in the business,
I have a question. Do you take any liability when you team up with someone?
no, it's gonna be you and that someone on it.
But now you're part of a team and something